In this video, I'll explain the lessons that I learned in 2020. What's good, everyone? My name is David. Welcome back to my channel. 2020, what an interesting year. This video is going to be a recap of some of the things I learned this year, but with a personal twist. Alright, let's get to it. The first thing I learned in 2020 is be adaptable. So with the illness of this year, it made it really hard to interact outside with friends and family for me. And I'm normally an extroverted person, and this year made me more introverted. But normally I like to go out, grab food, grab drinks with my friend, and socialize, catch up with one another. But it made it really hard. 2019, because I was more extroverted and got to go to a lot more events, I think I spent around 5,000, a little over 5,000 in that year of just going out for food and for drinks. Let me know in the comments down below too if that's a lot. I think that's a lot for me, but I've heard more from other people, so just let me know down in the comments below. That $5,000 figure for going out to eat and for drinks sounds like a lot for me, but I think it's money well spent. It's good to de-stress, catch up with friends, and try to entertain yourself besides working or just watching TV or Netflix all day. For 2020, I was pretty shocked and surprised of the amount I spent. So it wasn't this value or it wasn't this value, but it was this value. It was really shocking and surprising for me to save that much. I think I spent roughly 20% this year compared to what I spent last year. And I think overall, I thought I was an extroverted person trying to socialize and hang out with people, but I was very content with just being with myself, being more introverted, laid back to stay at my place. And hopefully with some of the changes in my lifestyle and my habits, I can be debt free sometime next year. Overall, stay flexible and adaptable. You never know what life has in store for you. The second thing I learned in 2020 is stay connected. Staying connected with your friends and family is going to help you with your personal life, such as boosting up your mood and morale, but it's going to help you with your finances too. You have some of the wealthiest people such as Warren Buffett and Bill Gates who stay connected by sharing some of their personal life, but also they share some of their finance and investment strategies. There's a limited amount of time throughout the day to learn, so the best way you can learn quicker is by expanding your network, staying connected, because your experiences are very limited in terms of the scope. But if you have a close network of friends that you really trust and that you have respect for, you're able to kind of multiply and improve your progress with your investments and finance knowledge. I know personally for me, some of the best investments that I made were talking to my friends, making sure that I knew what I was going to, having a soundboard there, and I really appreciate their advice and anything they had to offer in terms of the insights. So expand your network and build a close relationship with a few people that you admire and respect, not just for your health and sanity, but also for your knowledge too. The third thing I learned in 2020 is stay active and stay healthy. I don't think I have to explain it anymore, but 2020 was definitely the year to stay active and healthy. I'll be the first one to admit it. With all the lockdowns and stay-at-home orders, I think I wasn't the healthiest, probably not eating the best, and it took a toll on me physically. So I think I want to admit that I lost around maybe 20, 25 pounds. And normally I'm on the heavier side because I try to stay lean and active. But when I did lose that weight, it was very hurtful and very antagonizing for myself. I usually stay at a certain weight that I'm comfortable with. And at that time, that weight limit was very underweight for me. And I know a lot of people in the world are questioning about being worried about being overweight. But for me, it's a little different. I usually try to stay a little more heavier just because I feel more comfortable. And I want to say, being too thin or overweight, they're both equally unhealthy. Just make sure that you're comfortable with yourself and you're staying active and healthy. I know for myself, with a moderate level of activity, I feel pretty good and I try to stay active as much as possible. And having a consistent routine of activity has actually been proven to lower your healthcare costs. According to a publication found in the Journal of American Heart Association, they found that with a moderate level of physical activity, it had a positive correlation where there was lower cost of healthcare. Overall, get active. It'll pay dividends in the long run. The fourth thing I learned in 2020 is try something new. Perfect example, this channel. The original reason why I decided to create these videos early on this year is because I wanted to stay connected with my friends and possibly share some of the finance or life knowledge that I had. Looking back into it, I think I'm going to be really happy and proud of the videos I made for 2020 and for the next videos I'll be making in 2021. I'm normally not in front of the camera. In the past, I've usually been behind the cameras doing some photography or some travel montages. But this whole experience has helped me with my public speaking, not just in front of the camera, but also at work. I recently got promoted at work, and with the new promotion comes a lot of new responsibilities and a lot of meetings. Maybe it's because I'm very used to staring into the camera and speaking in front of it, but it's definitely helped me with my performance with leading these meetings and discussions at work. Going into 2020, I really wasn't imagining myself making these videos and sharing the knowledge I have. I'm usually a more private person, but I'm really happy that I took the guts and confidence to actually, make these videos. So if there's anything new that you really want to try, 2020 is not over yet, so give it a shot. Overall, try something new. It'll add some perspective and change your point of view on life. You never know. You might just like it. The fifth thing I learned in 2020 is me. I know it sounds a little bit philosophical or poetic, but I really did learn about myself in 2020. I learned about things that I liked, I didn't like, I wanted to try, and as I mentioned earlier on the video, I'm naturally an extroverted person, but with this whole year, I've become more introverted or learned to preoccupy my times and stay busy. Now, there's nothing wrong with either one. It's perfectly fine to be extroverted and perfectly fine to be introverted. You just gotta have to find a balance between the two. It just happened to be that I'm more comfortable with just hanging out with myself and keeping myself entertained and recharging. Overall, me, moi, yo, knowing oneself is a journey and the answers to many of your questions. So 2020 has taught me to be adaptable, connected, active and healthy, to try something new, and myself. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of 2020 and that 2021 is good to you. If you haven't done so far, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me share the content that I create. As always, stay fresh, stay awesome, take care.